Hi friends, Dean here with Escape to Gaming. Today I'm doing my weekly little drive. I try to drive once a week to keep this car going, keep the battery up, and run my errands. I already went out at 6 a.m. this morning to go to my grocery store to pick up a few, essentials. I've stocked up. Luckily, I stocked up well over a month ago on tons of huge packs of value packs of toilet paper and paper towels and jugs of water and stuff at my Costco long before this whole virus crap happened. So I'm good there for months. And I've got tons of cans of things. After we went through the LA riots in the early 90s, I saw civilization fall apart, and we had the National Guard at my local grocery stores with M4s and Humvees at either entrance, and it was pretty intense. You'd see cops flying by at 50 miles an hour, and you could see the fear in their eyes. You couldn't flag them down or stop them to save their life. And so I've been through this. I've seen all these Lyme disease and Spanish influenza, and I've been through all these things, and SARS and Ebola, and I've seen it all come and go, but for some reason, probably because of the internet, this is like just blown way out of proportion. It's a very serious thing, and it's affecting people. They just went from 9 to now we have 11 people with with this virus deal in Idaho, in the whole state. The hospital I had my back operation, we already had a man that was 70 or 71 that died just a few weeks ago. He was on a cruise ship, came back, got it, and he's dead. He's in the same hospital that I was in. So, it's right here in my town, And there's a lot of people in Elk Grove, just south of here, a lot of old people's homes that are filled with it. So it's hit pretty hard in Sacramento. I won't be getting out of here soon enough, as far as I'm concerned. And with the fact that we have 6,000 to 7,000 homeless running the streets that are filthy, and many of them, unfortunately, are not just down in their luck, but they have drug problems, or they should be in an institution. They're crazy, and they're on the streets. And with California's laws now, where they can go anywhere they want, the police can't do anything. They can steal up to $300 a day and get away with it. I've seen them walk into a grocery store, just take whatever they want, and walk out, and they won't do anything unless it's over $300. So it's a crazy place. We're getting out of here just in time, and not soon enough. I'm just so happy my wife is there. I'm with my compromised immune system and breathing issues, and with everything else going on right now, if I get it, I'll probably be gone. And that's the way it is. I don't fear things. I don't fear things in life. Whatever you focus on expands into reality. I focus on the good and the positive. And when it's my time, it's my time. Whether I get killed on the way to Gamestop, which I'm going to right now, to get my Doom Eternal. A day early, I called them, and they said you could pick it up today. So I said, all right, I'll pick it up today and get it over with, before they close the Gamestops, which they could do any time. So it's really the last pre-ordered game I've got this year. I'll get that Railway Empire when it comes out in May, that complete edition, and I'll just buy that. When the day comes, I could get that on Amazon or whatever, but GameStop's in rough shape, and they could be closing any time. That's why I didn't renew my Pro Rewards thing. I kind of miss the magazines, the Game Informers, but it is what it is. I don't want to spend money on something where they're going to close their doors, possibly, and they could. I like GameStop. I hate to see them go out of business, and I sure hope they don't. Back the night that Steve and I went to 4 GameStops, 2 of them were closing their doors. So we went to the other one. The other one was really picked over clean. I think Steve found one game he wanted, and I found one game. And so I came out of it with like 4 good deals on used games, very cheap. Steve did as well, which is very cool. But where this is a id game, I support my favorite franchises like Wolfenstein. I'll buy day one. Anything from id or Rebellion, I buy day one. The only game that I don't have from Rebellion yet, which I need to get, is a Strange Brigade, which is kind of a co-op game, but you can play it against bots, and I'll get that one eventually. It does look really good. It looks like a fun game. But I try to buy the games day one to support the devs. I believe in putting your money where your mouth is and trying to support them. Unfortunately, because of my compromised situation with my back, I can't play Twitch-based shooters for a while. But there'll be the day comes where I can. And what I'm more excited about is getting the Doom 64 remaster. I watched Silverwings 21, maybe about 90 minutes of his playthrough. I did a complete playthrough like in one sitting. He just put it on hard and was blowing through it. It was kind of hard to see. It was a little dark because of his capture card or whatever he had going on. But I really enjoyed it. And it's the one Doom I haven't played. I've played Doom 1 and 2 and 3. And I would really like to play that. That's so many games on the N64 I'm really excited about. And the footage that I've seen of the remastered Doom 64, I'm as excited about that as I am the Doom Eternal, believe it or not. And what's great is that that's probably a slower pace, a little bit easier game I could probably play kind of chill, laying on my side with my spine unloaded. As long as I can lay on my side, it releases the pressure of the bone on my disc, and it's somewhat more comfortable. So every now and then I got to rotate from one side to the other and kind of flip from one side of the couch to the other, but it's doable. I'm trying to get through traffic here. The back is not... The seat's pretty comfortable, but every little bump, I really feel it. It just takes its toll on me. So, I went to the store this morning anyway. The other day, I went like a week ago, and there wasn't one loaf of bread. I've never seen anything like it. I've been through a lot of these kind of scenarios, and don't think too much of it. It's not my first rodeo with, Mother Nature and crises. I've been through hurricanes in Florida. I've been through, several big earthquakes, including the giant earthquake in Los Angeles. I mean, I've seen it all and been through it all at 57 years old. So I don't get too bent out of shape when these things happen. It's just life, and you got to just kind of roll with it and do the best you can. And once your time is up, it's up. I hope for my wife's sake that I don't get sick and die, because I don't want to leave her a widow. She's lost so much. She's lost her aunt, her uncle, and her brother that she was very close to this year. And I've seen her weeping to me just a couple months ago, and she said, "Please don't die. If you die, I don't think I could take it. That'll be the last straw." So for her sake, I'm really trying my best. I'm actually going to Sprouts. There's a Sprouts right next door to the Gamestop that I'm going to, and that's one of the reasons why I'm going today, is that my local grocery store is out of salad packs. Someone bought them all. I mean, there's a few bananas and apples and stuff left, but I mean, virtually every can of refried beans is gone. Luckily, I've already stocked up on those. All the Raisin Bran's gone. There was no milk, no cheese, no coffee filters. It's like, really? You're gonna buy up all the coffee? So I desperately needed some coffee. I hadn't had coffee in a few days and was starting to get caffeine headaches from not having any coffee. So I got up and got there at 6. There were 30 people at 6 a.m. with carts waiting to go into the doors. And I just said, oh, it is what it is. I went through the door, and everyone, you could see they were at a much faster pace trying to get through the up and down the aisles. They had descended on the meat section like vultures, and the meat was gone. I was going to buy a little pack of hamburg and maybe mix it up with some refried beans because I'll make a batch, a can of beans and a little pack of hamburg, and I'll get like 3-4 nights of meals out of it. Heat up a couple, tortillas on my tortilla heater, and put a little shredded cheese. All my shredded cheese was gone, so I was out of shredded cheese. My organic milk. I buy organic milk because it's better for you. It doesn't have as much bacteria in it, and it lasts longer. The shelf life quite often is like a month. It's really amazing how long it lasts. So when I went there before, they were out of milk, cheese, coffee. Everything was gone. I've never seen anything like, not one meat pack of meat. Well, I got there this morning. There were maybe 30 or 40 steaks, and they had a few pork chops, and the people immediately were just taking them hand over fist. I'm not a big meat eater, so I was going to get a thing of ground turkey hamburger. There were 2 left, and those were gone. By the time I saw them and got to them, the lady grabbed both of them. But it's okay. I'm more or less a vegetarian now anyway. I don't eat meat that much unless we go out and have a steak once in a blue moon. But, so I got what I needed. The main thing was I only had 1 can of cat food left for Vinny, and I was really scared about him because I went to get it the other day. Even the cat food was gone, at least the brands that he likes, and I know he'll eat. So luckily I got my cat food. I got coffee filters. I found 1 box of Raisin Bran. That's all I could find. They're all picked over. I've got a gallon of milk, and picked up a bag of shredded cheese so I could make my little tortillas and make some, burritos or tostadas or whatever. And I'm going to my Sprouts over here now. There's a Sprouts right over here in that little center, and that's where my GameStop is. And I'm going to get some salad packs. I'm hoping they have them there. My wife said go there because not as many people shop there, and there should be some stuff left. So a lot of people are panicking. You can't panic, and you can't take everything. You got to just take what you need. I have to get a few fresh things. Most is, like I said, I got enough canned and frozen stuff to last probably 2 or 3 months. So if I have to, I can eat, frozen burritos or, cans of refried beans till the cows come home. Cans of peas and corn and stuff like that I've had for, God, 6 months or so now. So I got plenty of stuff in my pantry. I built a nice big pantry knowing that you got to prepare for these kind of things. You can't live paycheck to paycheck. You always have to prepare. And so I got what I needed and got home. And I'm hoping to get some salad packs here. I'm going to pick up my Doom Eternal, which I'm really excited about. And yesterday I saw the whole Mark Cerny live event. It's more of like a tech talk. They were going to have it at the GDC conference. It really was designed for like developers behind closed doors. It wasn't something that was really designed for public. Everyone's like, oh God, they're going to have the big PS5 reveal, and they're expecting to see games and the controller and what the thing looks like. I knew that it wasn't going to be that. So everyone's like, oh, that was a real bummer. I didn't like that. What a letdown. It's like, well, dude, what did you expect? It's a dry technical symposium on what they've done for the devs, in developing this the new console. I was very impressed. A lot of it went over my head, so like the Blue Angels. But I really enjoyed what I heard, and even though it looks on the surface like the Xbox Series X is more powerful with a 12 teraflops and all that, I think that this is more powerful because it has a much faster solid state hard drive and much faster speed. So when you're in an when you're in an FPS game and you got to turn real fast, typically they'll hide a lot of loading while you're going through like you play like Tomb Raider, Laura squeezes through a little cavern, and that's how they hide the load times. They have these little twisting, winding, corridors and elevators, and they have things to slow you down while it gives the game the time to load because the hard drive is only so fast. But what's interesting is that now they'll have instantaneous load times. It's going to be amazing, absolutely amazing. So they're going to have load times at speeds like never before, and I'm very excited about that. That means that I think that some of the PS5 will be more powerful. I think it's going to be more fluid. I think that the third-party games are going to make it to go to the lowest common denominator. So if the Xbox Series X can't turn quite as fast, they'll design the games around that. I'm here now at my GameStop. But I think it's quite powerful. It has some very ambitious sound design where they're going to have this 3D sound thing that's like very advanced. I think they're still developing some parts of it. They'll have like an external hard drive ability, but they're yet to know what, they're not going to have a proprietary thing where you've got to get the Sony external hard drive like they had for the Vita, which were very expensive. So if you ran out of memory in the Vita, you were fucked. I mean, you had to pay, I don't know, it was $100 a memory card or more, quite expensive. So they're trying to have it where you can have an open hard drive. The problem is that they don't know yet how compatible it will be yet. So they're still testing that out, but at least it's coming. In the meantime, it has a little less than a terabyte. Was it 850 something I guess gigabytes or whatever it is. So it's enough space for you to play several games. It looks like the most PlayStation 4 games, if not all of them, are going to be compatible in kind of a boost mode setup, so which is very impressive. So I can play Mad Max, it'll never play better. I mean, it'll never look better. Instantaneous load times. It's going to be very impressive. It's going to be like 4 times faster than the PlayStation 4 Pro, and I think twice the memory or the RAM or whatever of the PS4 Pro. So it looks very impressive. I don't know all the techie type stuff. They said the teraflop thing doesn't matter. 10 is the same as 12. It really depends on how they refine and how they optimize all of the things to work. That's what's going to really count. My money's on Sony. I have an investment over 100 PlayStation 4 games. I'm going to stick with my investment. and get those games. That's what I want. So I can get a system that's backwards compatible with that. They showed a little thing where they said it was backwards compatible with the PlayStation 5, the PS4, and the PS4 Pro. The little shape that they had enough room where they could probably have PS3, PS2, and PS1, but they didn't show it yet. I think they're still working on that too. So they're still developing it. It's not completely made yet, and they're certainly trying to figure out the cost on it. So that's why I think they went with a less than 1 terabyte, hard drive, because they're trying to keep the cost down. Maybe they're trying to keep the cost at $450 a unit. Maybe they'll sell it at $399 to try to be the winner and be $100 cheaper. I don't know. I'm not sure what their strategy is. I'll buy it whether it's $500. I'll get it even if it's $600. It's the one thing. I already told my wife. I said, I just like I got the PS4 Pro at launch. I said I am going to get the PS5 at launch. Down the road, I might get the Xbox, either the Xbox One X of this present generation, so that I can play the backwards compatible 360 games at a little bit smoother frame rate, and where they look a little bit better, like, SSX 3, and for first Red Dead Redemption, you could play those in 4K. I do like what Microsoft is doing with the backwards compatibility. I can only hope and pray that, Sony does the same thing, but either way, it looks exciting. I'm very excited. They're going to certainly have a much bigger reveal event when they finally reveal the actual console and show the games. The key is the games. If Sony comes out and they've got right off the bat 3, 4, 5 PlayStation 5 kind of exclusive type games that look and play fantastic on a new gen console, they'll be the winner right out of the gate. So, or Microsoft could. Maybe they're hiding some. For all I know, they've got an ace up their sleeve with several games coming out at launch. We'll see. It'll be very interesting to see. I'm watching it with great interest. I'm definitely going to get the PlayStation 5 at launch, because I thought that's where my money is. I've already invested in that. I don't have any Xbox One games. I still have, to this day, never had an Xbox One. I saw a deal on a used Xbox One X I can get for, God, next to nothing. My friend Steve got one, like a special edition for like peanuts. I was shocked. Really? It's an Xbox One X? You only paid that much? That's amazing. I don't remember precisely what he paid, but it was really cheap. And so that's an option. I can always do that down the road. But anyway, I'm going to run in and get my game, and then I'll pick this vlog up when I come back. I'm going to also go to Sprouts next door. I got my Gamestop over here, and then I've got my Sprouts and Bevmo over there. So I'm going to pick up a few things, and then I'll be back, and we'll continue this vlog. I'm back in the old car here. I've got my copy of Doom Eternal, Not a Moment Too Soon, which comes with Doom 64, which at least I can play that, thank God. I'm excited about playing that, installing it, and I can play that at least today, and then watch my friends' playthroughs and reviews and what have you of Doom Eternal. It also came, which I didn't realize, it came with this really cool little lunchbox, a Doom lunchbox. It's wrapped in cellophane. It's got like the Doom Slayer in the back. Very cool. It's got all this hellish stuff on the edges. Very, very neat. It's a GameStop exclusive, it looks like, or something, but very nice. Wasn't expecting this, so it's always nice to have these little collectibles. I got a big kick out of it. I love the game. I love the series. I still haven't played the 2016 one, again, where I can't play Twitch shooters right now. That's okay. At least I have it, and I can support id Software. So they'll be in business to keep making more of the games I love. And that's what, to me, that's what it's all about, putting your money where your mouth is. And I'm the first one to buy used games and buy things on sale. I only buy like 3 or 4 new games a year. Most of the games that I buy, about 80-odd% of them are used. Same thing with my DVDs and movies too, because you save so much money. Anyway, I talked to the guys in the store, and I said, how are you guys holding up? I was the only one in the store. There was no anyone in there. My God, are they even open? He said they had gloves on, and you see they were a little bit on edge. But they said, no, we're doing good. We're holding up. We're not thrilled about it. Other people are closing, and we would feel safer if we weren't here. You can see they are kind of nervous about it, which is kind of a bummer. But I still am happy to see them open, at least this one day, and they're going to be open tomorrow. They have Animal Crossing too, a whole box of them. So they're trying to be between Doom Eternal and then for the Switch, the Animal Crossing. This is a big thing. if they close tomorrow or after this weekend, I won't care, because at least I got my Doom Eternal. I mean, because if they close, I'm not going to get it. I mean, I didn't pre-order it on Amazon or anything, so this way I got the nice little collectible lunchbox thing, which is very cool. But they were nice. I told them, I said, well, I really appreciate you guys being open. They were telling me about all the store closures, the other 2 stores that we frequented the other night that are closing, and they just put a bunch of money into remodeling this one, so we know this one's going to be here. And my friend Lisa, who's a manager here, she'll at least have her job, and these guys can keep their jobs, so I'm happy for them. I said, well, you guys take it easy. You know, you're my favorite store. I really appreciate you being open today and tomorrow, so we can get our, you know, Animal Crossings and Doom Eternals. And I said, you know, your sacrifice doesn't go unnoticed, and I really appreciate you and have a lot of respect for you doing that. So it made their day, and, you know, they were happy about that. And I told them I wish them well. I hope the store, you know, continues to do good. I like GameStop. I don't want them to close. I really don't. But yeah, the PS5, getting back to that, looks very, very good. I'm real excited about that. I think it's going to be a winner. Oh, fuck. Let me see, look over my shoulder here. I think it's going to be a winner and look good and play good. Perform well. Mark Cerny's a really interesting guy. He developed the Vita, the PlayStation 4. I don't know if he had his hand in the PlayStation 3, I'm not sure, but I know he was very instrumental in designing the PlayStation 4 as the main architect for it. So I love the guy. He's just got such a soothing, relaxing. He could tell you to go to hell and eat shit, and he says it in such a lovely way you wouldn't even take offense. You know, he's just a great dude. So I really enjoyed it, even though a lot of it went over my head. I didn't know, you know, it's all Greek to me as to what they're saying, but it was still very cool. I really enjoyed it. And it gave me a glimpse of how special and powerful and how refined this new machine is. It's just, the technology is fascinating. I know so little about it, but I do respect it. I do appreciate it, and that's why I'm a console guy. You know, I'm sure you PC guys will always have it better, and that's fine. I know you're not as big on the PlayStation 4 and the, you know, the Xbox One X and all that, because you got your PC, you can get your max settings and play at 120 frames a second and all that. And that's great, more power to you. But for a caveman like myself, I just want the simplicity of you just turn it on, pop a game in, and play it. If it has to wait for load times, now the new thing, you won't have to wait for these horrendous install times and load times. Apparently it's going to be instantaneous, which is fantastic. So even though I never had an issue with it, because when I get home from work, I'd put the game in, let it install, go take a shower, get something to eat. By the time I come back and I'm ready, it's installed, ready to go, and it's got all the patches and everything's good to go. So you just find a way around those kind of problems, and it's, you know, you work around the limitations, and I've had to with my life, especially with all the limitations I have. You learn to be patient. You learn to just live with limitations and to make the best of, you know, the situation at hand. And I'm just happy that we have the games that we have today, even with all the studios that are closing, and even though we're not getting all the new IPs like we used to get back in the PS2 days, it's still a wonderful world of technology and games. Trying to get around the slower traffic here. And it's exciting times. I'm just enthralled with the new tech. I think it's going to really, with the ray tracing, which was only available on PC before, you're going to see lighting and reflections and shadows and windows and puddles and things like you've never seen before. As someone who's a real visual person like myself, graphic artist, designer, and painter, and, you know, fine artist and everything, I really appreciate fine fidelity and graphics. Some people are more audiophiles, and I appreciate that too. Good quality sound is very impressive. I don't understand how it all works, but at the end of the day, I enjoy it. And I appreciate the immersion that comes as a byproduct of it. So, good stuff. We're going to have a lot of good. I'm sure they'll have a reveal soon, probably in the next couple months, of, you know, the PS5. We'll get to see what it finally looks like. And I think Sony will have it more like a flat console, which is kind of like all their other components and designed to fit, you know, under your TV and all that. I don't think it's going to be a tower thing like the Microsoft is just, has designed theirs. They've designed theirs just like a gaming PC. And it looks nice. I love the looks of the Xbox Series X. And who knows, maybe I'll buy one. Maybe I'll buy one. Maybe things will be better once I'm back to work, and we certainly will be much more financially stable in our new situation now that I'm debt-free, and once I'm working again, all the money I have, I can just buy consoles and work on my collection and go back to collecting CDs again, and my movie collection, which I have missed doing. I haven't really bought that much for my movie collection, God, in years now. I've focused it all on my retro games as the prices are going up. DVDs are getting cheaper, but prices of retro games are getting up there. So because of that, I'm really trying to get the bulk of what I wanted before the prices went up, and I'm glad I did, because the games I bought a year, 2 and 3 years ago are now 2, 3, 4 times that. So, like my friend Jeremy, everyone's like, God, how did you get a complete North American Xbox collection and all the other full collections you have? It's because he started many years ago when the games were like $1 a piece. No one cared. No one wanted them. So if you want to build a collection today, start building a 7th gen. Get your Wii, buy your Wii games, get your Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 games now while you can. You can still get many of them very, very cheap. And even the 6th gen, for the most part, 75% of them are quite affordable. There are some heavy hitters that are $100 and $150 and up a pop, but those are low production numbers typically. Most of the games that they made, like Halo 1 and 2 and stuff, you can get a lot of those games dirt cheap. Project Gotham Racing, dirt cheap. Forza, dirt cheap. So it's not that bad. It really isn't. The prices are good. Now's the time to collect for the 7th gen. Some prices have already been going up. I've noticed that the last year and a half. Oh, so God, these bumps are just killing me. Almost home now. But it's an exciting time to be a gamer. There's just so many good things that are happening. And now where they're making all these, this Super NES Mini and Commodore 64 minis. I got this new Intellivision thing, Amigo or whatever the hell it's called, it's coming out, which my friend Crow did a really good little expose on, showing a lot of the footage of the games. And just so much to enjoy. So now, like never before, retro gaming and consoles are really kind of coming into their own. They're becoming a little bit more mainstream. Unfortunately, that brings up the prices of the original hardware and games. But I have most of what I want. I have like 96%, I'd say, of what I really need for my collection. I have stragglers now. I have a list of, 6 games for this console and a dozen games for that one. I mean, it's all very doable. I could go out today and just buy them all on eBay and be done with it. But I kind of enjoy the process. I enjoy the hunt. And there are 2 retro stores in Boise I've already researched, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they have. I don't know if they'll be as good as the ones we have here in California, but I'll be happy with whatever I can find. If I can find a couple games I like, N64 games, it's fun. It's fun to go out in the wild and to look. There's certainly the thrift stores and all that. I typically don't waste my time with those. So that means more driving and getting in and out of my car. It takes its toll on my back. So to me, I'll call first and call a retro store. Do you have these 6 games? Well, we got 2 or 3 of them. All right, what time are you open till? Okay, I'll see you in a few minutes, and I'll drive down there and check it out. And usually I'll get my games. I always do the research first. Research it, see what I want, know the prices of what they're going for, so I know not to get ripped off. And then I'll make my phone calls first and call and find out. And then after 2 years, if I can't find them locally in the wild, that's when I start going on eBay, and I'll just bend over and pay what it costs. Like Hemingway says, pheasant hunting is worth whatever price you have to pay for it. Sometimes you have to pay for your pleasures. You have to pay for the things that you want in life. A lot of people get jealous or they get resentful because they don't have a big collection. I'm not hung up on that. I know my collection's not very big compared to others. I don't have, that many games or an outstanding collection of collectibles, and I can't compete with all of those Hancocks and those other guys, or even Radical Reggie. A lot of these guys have very stout collections. Or even my good friend Jeremy. I have nothing. I'm not jealous. I'm not resentful. I'm like, hey, good for you. At least I can learn from you. I can watch your videos and learn about the games that I never knew about. Are they worth having and collecting? Because it's exciting to discover games that maybe have been out for 15 years that you just never knew of, and all of a sudden, like, wow, there's this great game, Need for Speed Nitro on the Wii that I've never heard of. I was so shocked to see that. I thought I had every single Need for Speed game. So I was delighted to see a game that I never saw before. And it is exciting. To me, it's the hunt for the games is almost as exciting as playing the game itself. I see why people like collecting. My collecting's kind of winding down now. I'm not going to be doing too much of it. So in a way, I don't want to get it over with too fast, because I kind of like to go out and look, and maybe those last 3 dozen games I'm going after, they may take me a year or so to find, because I'll just go out and look locally, and then I'll wait a year or so, and if I still can't find them, I'll just go on eBay and say fuck it and just wrap it up. But you can't be resentful of people that have more than you. I don't have, my car is a used car. It's 4 years old. I don't begrudge people that have brand new, 2020 Corvettes and stuff. Good for them. If they can, swing it and can make the payment, be responsible with their bills, more power to them. There's a lot of people that get hung up on things that they don't have, and they just instead of focusing on what they should be doing with their own life and focusing on their own business, they're too busy getting their nose in other people's businesses. And whatever you focus on in life expands. So if you focus on all the things that you aren't happy with and that you don't have, guess what? That's going to multiply, and you're going to just get more of the same. But if you focus on the things that you want and are committed to making happen, I didn't build everything I have, my movie collection, overnight, and the cars I have. I went many, many years, 57 years of hard manual labor to scrape and to save and to buy my movie collection. So I have close to $80,000 in my movie collection alone. That's a lot of money, because most of those movies I paid 20 to 25 bucks a piece for. A lot of the, like Miami Vice, I bought most of those seasons for $69, $70 to $80 per season when they were new. Now you can buy all the Blu-rays in a box set, all 5 seasons you can buy for less than $100. So in some ways, technology is cheaper today than it's ever been, which is interesting, Here we go. This bump going into my driveway is a killer. I gotta lean forward a little bit here. Oh, fuck. There we go. Home, thank God. I'm so good to be home. I like to take a little drive, it's fun, but enough is enough. I'm just gonna sit here for a minute and finish this vlog before I go inside. Get the seatbelt off. Get the window down, get some fresh air. So being resentful of what other people have in their game collections, and people are too busy worried about Radical Reggie and this one and Metal Jesus. I don't get my nose in other people's business. Just focus on yourself. If there's something you want in life, instead of expecting other people to lower their standards so you feel good about the level that you're at, raise your own standards and set some goals. You can't do it overnight and at 30 years old have everything. It may take you 50 years, like it did me, to get most of what I want. I was patient. And I grew up around a lot of rich kids who, they were 16, their dad went out and bought them a brand new Z28 or Mustang GT, and I'm like, I had to wait a couple of years even after that to scrape up to buy my first car at $350 for a 1970 Chevelle with a straight 6 in it. But it took me a long time to save that money up. But when I finally had the car, I appreciated it, and it was fun. And, I've had 90 cars. I've spent a lot of money on cars. And I've had a lot of new ones and used ones and old beaters and, rat rods and polished, Corvettes. And, I've never had exotics, but I've had a lot of nice cars. I did have one import. I had a 1995 240 SX with a nice 6 in it. And a really nice car. I wish I had that car today. They're worth a fortune. They're becoming the big, these drifter cars now. But who knew back then? They were just little cars. I drove them, had fun with them, and sell them. But it's an interesting time anyway that we live in. There's a lot of the haves and have-nots, and I feel sorry for the people that are struggling. There's a lot of people out there that don't have much. They're barely making it. They're living paycheck to paycheck. And it's tough. I watch a lot of car channels, and a lot of the ones I watch, they're driving cars I'll never have. They're driving Lamborghinis and Ferraris, and some of them are buying like new cars every 2-3 months, and guys getting a new Porsche GTR X, next month, and he's already got, a McLaren and 2 Maseratis, and and I don't get jealous or resentful. It's like, well, good for them. If you can swing it and you can responsibly make the payments on it, and you're living the dream and you're happy, that's what life is. It's all a dream. At the end of the day, you die with nothing. I'm going to leave as much as Howard Hughes, when I die. You leave everything. You die. So my daughter will inherit my cars and my home and, my money and everything. And that's what it's all about. So you're here for a season. And life is short. And you got to attract the things into your universe that you want. And it may take you years. It may take you days. I mean, it's going to be different for everyone. But getting hateful and resentful of what other people have and getting bent out of shape because someone has a beautiful giant game collection and you don't. I have a very small game collection. Everyone I know has much better collections than I have, but I have what I like. I have about 200 original Xbox games and, a little over 200 and a little over 200 Xbox 360 games. I have a lot less PlayStation 2 games and, like 3 Wii games. I have a handful of, PlayStation 1 games and stuff, but I've got what I want. I'm very happy, and I have a list of a few things that I'll look for in time. If I find them, fine. If I don't, that's okay. You got to be happy with what you have. And if you're content and you're responsible with your money and you take care of your loved ones and you have a little bit of money set aside for a rainy day, then you've done your best. And each person is entitled to pursue happiness. That's what America is all about. It's the pursuit of happiness. Whether it's monetary things or you just want to get married and raise a big family, whatever it is, the pursuit of happiness. As a libertarian, which I'm a big believer in, I believe everyone should have the freedom to pursue the things in life that make them feel fulfilled and happy as an individual. It doesn't have to be, money and, expensive mansions in Malibu overlooking the ocean. And I'll never have those kind of homes. I'll never have we would like to live in Eagle, up near Boise. It's a beautiful area up in the foothills by the mountains, real close to the mountains. You get a beautiful view out your back window, but you pay a premium for that. I don't have that kind of bread to pay $700-something thousand for a house or $1 million and up. It's just very expensive. So we went down to the south part of town where it's much more affordable. It's not as popular. That's why the prices are lower there, because we're out in the country where it's more affordable. Other part of Meridian, the north part of Meridian, is a little bit more desirable. It's more expensive, but we found a place that was perfect for us. And as we're going to be taking in these, poor boys probably sooner rather than later, now we have the room. Each of them will have their own room, and we've got the room to keep everything for them so they can have fun. They got a nice yard to play in. There's a YMCA right next to their complex. There's a beautiful park right there. So they'll have it made. They can ride their bikes and play, and in a wonderful crime. Boise is the 8th safest city in the world. It's incredibly crime-free, very safe. They believe in the Second Amendment. Many people are gun owners, and that's one of the reasons why it's safe. People think twice about carjacking you because everyone's packing. You better believe my wife and I will both be buying guns. My wife has been to more gun ranges than I have. Her father took her out, and she's shot more handguns than I have. I've shot more rifles and shotguns than she has. So we're both going to get new guns there and get trained, and we're looking forward to it. It's all about freedom for us. We're in one of the last 3 states that really respects the Constitution and where you can have all of your freedoms. And it's like going back in time to the 50s. I love it. So I'm very, very happy in Boise, Idaho. It's our dream location. It's like heaven on earth for us. And we're looking forward to it. We're going to miss a lot of the big city, excitement and amenities that we're used to here, going to San Francisco and Los Angeles and all that. But we could still, if we want to, we can jump on a plane and in 90 minutes we can be in San Francisco or in Los Angeles. So it's not that bad. It's still, a short jaunt away if we want to visit family and what have you. But anyway, that's my little rant, guys. I just thought I wanted to talk about the PS5. This Doom Eternal I know a lot of my buds are excited about it. If you have it, if you pre-ordered it at Gamestop, you can get it today. I just found out this morning. I was shocked. It says you can pick it up on the 19th. So I said, okay, I called them and they go, yeah, we get your copy right here. I go, I'll be right down. So that's why I did this a day early. I was going to film this tomorrow, but it is what it is. And this way I got my salads and my things for the week, which I'm excited about as well. So I got what I need now. And I'm looking forward to getting in and unloading my trunk with my groceries And I'm going to install this Doom game so I can play my Doom 64. So thanks for watching, guys, and I look forward to making more content. I'm going to have probably some gameplay videos coming up pretty soon. So again, thank you very much for watching. Interact in the comments if you have something you want to say about the PlayStation 5 or what your thoughts are on it. I'd love to hear it, or even the Xbox Series X and what you're looking forward to with the next gen or with Doom or whatever. I'd love to hear it in the comments. Thank you so much for your participation in this channel, for your support of me, and for my endless rants. I mean, so much to say. I go on maybe too long, but I do appreciate you listening and watching. So take care and enjoy your games.